Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video where today we return with round 7 of the F223 Ollie Bearman career mode. Yes, we're back this weekend here at the Catalunya circuit, of course, for the Spanish Grand Prix, and safe to say the championship fight is heating up. 4 points cover our top 3 in the Drivers' Championship. It is still Brad Benavides who leads the way. We're in P2 there with Enzo Fittipaldi just a single point behind us. Amaury Cordeel, it's hardly like you can say he's out of the fight either. 11 points back, as this weekend will mark the halfway stage of the season. And even behind them, there's then 6 more drivers covered by just 4 points there. It has been an absolutely mental start to the campaign. If you missed out on the videos that went live last weekend from the Monaco Grand Prix, I would highly recommend going back and checking them out. But yeah, let's do this thing though, here from Barcelona. Maybe, just maybe today, we can take that championship lead. Well, here we are then in Barcelona, Catalunya. Of course, a very, very high downforce circuit today, so trying to make sure that we get the balance right is going to be absolutely critical. Of course, those final sector, though, now, I'm intrigued to see how the F2 cars are going to handle that, because I think we are going to be in for a very, very tough time here, just trying to hang on to the car as best as possible. But yeah, of course, this weekend marking the halfway stage of the F2 campaign. 28 races, and I don't even believe this is the longest Formula 2 campaign we've ever done. I think it was F1 2020 or F1 2021 that Formula 2 had 3 races per weekend. So that season was like 30 races long. But yeah, we need to try and nail our qualifying lap. That is so annoying. That is so annoying. I don't think I've ever span off that curb before. And as soon as it really, really matters here in qualifying in Barcelona, we are going to be starting both races this weekend from the back of the field there. And that is an utter disaster. Just when we thought we might be able to take the championship lead, it has all gone away from me there. Teo Porcher will line up on pole here in Barcelona, but it is the back of the grid for Ollie Bearman. Well, there we go then. 6 cars covered by less than half a tenth at the end of qualifying, but it is Teo Porcher who will line up on pole here in Barcelona. Of course, I'm sure he wished he'd done that in Abu Dhabi this weekend. Obviously, the the sprint race even, isn't it? Going live a couple of hours after this video. But, yeah, we're going to be lining up at the back of the field then for both GPs. Can we try and recover to score some points? We're going to have to get our elbows out.
Hello and welcome to the Circuit of Barcelona, Catalunya. We're counting down to the start of today's race, and you can feel the excitement in the air. This promises to be a real spectacle. It's back to the future for the F2 drivers today. We welcome the removal of the chicane in the final sector. It will shorten lap times and reduce the length to 2.9 miles, 14 turns. This was the original setup of the track, but it hasn't been used since 2007. In commentary, I'm Alex Jakes, and I'm joined once again by 2012 GP2 champion Davide Valsecchi. Davide, I imagine you've been around this track countless times by now. Any tips for the drivers out there today?
Yeah, you're right. This is a track that has been in rotation for both Formula 1 and Formula 2 for years now. My advice is to watch your tires manually. The track has a bumpy surface that can be very demanding on drivers and tires. Play it safe most of the way around, then look at the long straight into turn 1 for overtake opportunities. Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Well, I don't think anything that Alex Jakes just said is actually correct there. This isn't the original layout of Barcelona. The old one used to feature the chicane type thing through Campsa, and the chicane was removed in 2006, not 2007. But apart from that, he got things absolutely spot on. Now, interestingly, it looks like rain could arrive by the end of this one, so if we get a safety car or something like that, we could be in big trouble. But yeah, I have no hope that these soft tyres are going to go the distance today. We're not even going to think about it. Lining up on the grid, though, ready for the Spanish Grand Prix. It's going to be 5 red lights. It's lights out, and away we go then. Not if you're Roman Stanek, those will immediately try and find an avenue around the outside of a couple more cars there, side by side with both the Campos. As we head down in towards the first corner, we can see plenty of drivers squabbling around just in front of us as everyone too desperate to try and get to the inside there. We will say thank you very much. I'll find a big avenue through the first corner, up, what, 6 places off the start of the race? It was almost 7 as Arthur Leclerc still yet to score points this season, as we will try and switch to his inside up at the top of the hill, but down the inside of Fred Vesti as well. All the AI just seem to be going into different places and not finding the avenues here, as the Prema teammate won't quite be able to hang on to it through the next couple of corners as we make our way down the hill there. Porchera, of course, started this one in P10. Looks like he's made up a place as well off the start. But yeah, the AI really just down in towards that first corner all seem desperate to get to the inside, maybe worried about contact occurring on the outside of the corner. And we just said thank you very much and took so many places there. Was on the brakes probably, what, 30, 40 metres later than many. As Zane Maloney, oh, he had a bit of a wobble. I thought he might brake early down into this final sector, but not quite able to find an avenue around him. Looks like Brad Benavidez has struggled on this opening lap and is down to 8th place there. Started, I believe, in P6, but oh my, the final corners are understeer city there as Fred Vesti trying to have a look down the inside. We will just about hook it up. We've already got yellow flags out though. Someone's dropping to the wayside. It's Juan Manuel Correa who will be out of this race. And people have now come up with a theory. If a driver breaks down inside this series, they're not getting mecha chromed. They're using all in all. And that is a very obscure reference for some, I'm sure. Oh, we've got another one. Someone else going slowly. This might bring out a safety car then early in the GP. It's a Campos. Doesn't seem to have retired from the race. They seem to just be in the gravel trap. And how is this not a safety car at the moment? We got 2 sets of yellow flags out on the venue. Campos looks to be gathering it back up and get back on the road. I want to say that's Kush Miney. Oh, as we get a big wobble out into the back straight, but somehow no safety car. Don't say we got more yellow flags. Zane Maloney now looks to be retiring from the race, so that is going to be our second mechanical failure of the afternoon. 3 separate incidents, and we're not even at the end of lap 2. Here comes Fred Vesti, though, thinking about a move down the inside of turn 1. Just about able to outbrake my teammate there and swoop through around the outside. But yeah, we are really struggling after those heroics on lap 1. We have dropped back from Richard Vachon quite drastically here, and most of the time is being lost in the final couple of corners. Oh, here comes Fred down the inside again. He will surely get a run down the DRS straight, but is it worth me letting him by and hoping he can bring us closer to these cars up the road so you can have really good pace around a lot of the lap? The final sector, that incident in qualifying has really knocked back my confidence, as you can just see as we try and make it through. It's probably the best line I've still done so far, but we are still losing bags of time to the cars in front. Fred Vesti, though, surely now going to be in prime position to try and take the place away. Going to be my best run through that final sector. But here comes Fred to the inside, Prema on Prema, but he hasn't got the confidence on the brakes. Right, I think now I've finally got the knack of those final couple of corners, so I'm hoping the gaps will start coming down to those cars in front, especially if they continue to battle. But yeah, we're already on to lap 5 of this GP. We haven't got a lot of time here. We'll see now with the removal of those chicanes, this race suddenly feels like quite a short one. Ugh. Fred's Vest has just tagged me as we make our way up into the final sector, but yeah, I think to be honest, for us personally, I'd love a safety car. Now we've kind of worked out everything. Just allow us to get back with those cars in front And then I just take that curb once, and immediately we lose a good half a second. Just cannot get the line consistently as we get towards half distance. Oh, Fred Vesti this time round, he's bored. He doesn't want to sit behind me throughout the rest of the GP. Arthur Leclerc as well thought about it down at that first turn. But yeah, there's still AI side by side up the road. So that is critical for Fred and I if we want to try and close in. But we need to work together. Oh, look at that. We've instantly lost the DRS to Fred Vesti as well. He's taking time out of the cars in front, but they're all just still slipstreaming each other. Arthur Leclerc, around the outside he'll go, but then again he's way too early on the brakes. The AI just don't have the confidence off the line, but they certainly cost you both a lot of time. Well, we just seem to be driving into no man's land at the moment. Cars behind aren't really pressurising me anymore, so I think that's the rain potentially starting to fall. Keep feeling like I see it in some areas of the track, and then not others. Very, very odd. Perhaps it's just because I'm expecting it. But yeah, Fred's just pulling away from me. Can't even seem to match him at the moment. I think we just cannot drive this car in these low track temperatures. The AI, of course, with their built-in traction control, really just leave me in the weeds. Oh, that's not what we needed. Great. And we've been tapped by another one. Right, where do we go? Stop hitting me! Great.
Safety car's been deployed. Watch your delta. Make sure you keep it positive as we catch the pack.
I don't get how 3 AI can run into me in all of that, but Jack Crawford apparently is not going to give me back the place. Yeah, we're going to have to box on softs and try and get to the end of the GP, but it's only going to be a 1 or 2 lap safety car, so we've got to get on with it. Right, well, looks like a couple of cars are going to peel into the pit lane then. So we will come in as well. Roy Nassani, one of the drivers with damage. Haven't seen much of Roy today. But yeah, with that penalty as well then, we are going to re-emerge right at the back of the field. But this might give all of us that are boxing in a little bit of a lifeline. Of course, not worth it for the front runners, because obviously they'd lose so much track position. But to be honest, I mean, we don't deserve to score points if we get back into this on the fresh tyres. But I'm absolutely going to take it if I can. Right, well, looks like safety car then is going to be peeling into the pit lane at the end of this lap. What is Hajar doing? Come on. We've got to get on with it. Is he breaking down? The game hasn't told me to let Isaac Hajar by. Roy Nassani as well is running incredibly slowly. Why aren't they trying to catch up with the rest of the field here? If we're not going to get penalised for it, I'm certainly going to take it. This has got to be one of the weirdest ends to a Formula 2 race, but looks like they're going to be going again. And we are still quite a number of seconds behind. I don't think we're still going to get anything here. But why weren't Nassani and Hajar pushing to at least catch up? Well, I must admit, these soft compound tyres feel absolutely beautiful, and we've already taken 2.5 seconds at the cars in front on this lap alone. Definitely still won't score points here, but maybe Hajar and Nassani just making sure that they can go for a cheeky strategy tomorrow. That's the only thing I can think of. But how weird was it that the game let me overtake under safety car as well? There we go, new fast lap of the day. Roy Nassani though, it says it all when Roy Nassani has been able to go quicker than me in this GP, but still a big gaggle of cars battling just in front there. Of course, Ralph Boschong, it might have been in the Campos that span early on, so he's been given a lifeline to get back into this fight. But what on earth is going on here between our back 4 cars? I think we need a top 10 if we wanted our... Wait, no, because obviously we haven't even got the fastest lap, have we? But of course, if we got back inside that top 10, we'd still get the point for it there. Boschong's going to try and put me out on the grass. We'll still try and outbrake him as we make our way down the hill there, and clearly the Swiss racing driver desperate to try and hang on to his P16. We will go right the way around him though as we make our way back up the hill, but I think it's going to be Amaury Cordial who will win the sprint race here in Barcelona. Has led this thing comfortably right from the get-go. Whoa, Stanek and Leclerc, they're braking earlier than I was expecting in towards the final few corners, so we will claim yet another cheeky little double overtake. And I reckon, had we been able to catch back up to the pack, the pace we've showcased on these last couple of laps, points definitely could have been possible here. But through the final corner, Cordial is going to win here in Barcelona, but it's going to be a pretty disappointing P14 for ourselves.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
That's it for another race and a fantastic win for Virtuosi. Davide, what do you think made the difference here?
It was down to one thing: consistent pace over everyone else out there on the track. We could spend a great deal of time talking about race and tire strategy, what is so cool on the track, but at the end of the day, the difference here was down to simply being faster on track than everyone else. Amazing skill on show.
And here are our podium drivers today after that excellent race. They've excelled here as they so often do, and it's a well-deserved victory. Virtuosi then are on top today. And now, let's take a look at the driver's stand. It was not the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. Now then, Davide Valsecchi, who would you say was your driver of the day?
I'll probably go for Mauricio Deal. The team did a good job with the strategy to put him in the pack, and he was good enough to take the opportunities.
And here's how things are shaping up in the team's championship. ART have extended their lead over the championship. Meanwhile, Carlin moved up the table with another strong performance this weekend. After all this drama, you'll be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.
Well, there we are then, the end of the sprint race here from Barcelona. And yeah, felt like we were able to get up some good speed, but it was far too late in the day there. Mauricio Deal will take the win ahead of the two Frenchmen of Martins and Clement. Novalak, Jack Doohan, Daruvula, Fittipaldi, Awasa and Brad Benavides will pick up the final points paying position. Having a look what that means for the championship. Well, now it means our top four covered by just 4 points here, but it is still Brad Benavides at the top of the table. That is just absolutely mental to look at there. Constructors-wise, though, Prema, yeah, we really do need to carry the team. We've dropped back 26 points now behind, but 6 points covering our top three teams. There is a lot to play for as we head into the main event tomorrow. But it's meant to be sunny skies. Hopefully that is going to suit ourselves. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like, get yourself subscribed, and we'll be back very, very soon with more Formula 1 content. A massive thank you to all of my YouTube members and my Patreon supporters for their continued donations to help my work. These things go much further than I think a lot of you ever realise and allow me to continue making content full time here on YouTube. So if you want to support me from as little as £1 a month and be featured on all of these end clips, either click the join button next to the subscribe or head over to my Patreon. There's a link down in the description.